morning, class. I hope you all enjoyed your holidays. I first would like to start off the lesson immediately by a nursery rhyme / tumbling game I found online. Now, could anyone tell me what a tumbling game is? No? No one?
I would say jumping and tumbling.
Almost, yeah, almost. It's a game that small children in England play actually. They form a circle while they hold hands, and they just start walking. So they're actually spinning around in the circle, and then they sing a song, and in the end they all fall down. That's why it's called a tumbling game as well.
Oh, because it's all over.
Yeah, very good. So I found this tumbling game and / nursery rhyme from a while ago. I think it was made in 1900s, somewhere in the 1900s, yeah. So this is a tumbling game. I don't know if you already know the lyrics, so I'm just going to read it out loud, just to check if it rings any bells. It goes like this: ring a roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, we all fall down. Does that sound recognizable? Have you heard this rhyme before?
The first part, yes, not the tissue.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So you do know the first two lines?
Yeah, yes.
That's actually very interesting because, yeah, exactly. So I'm going to tell you a bit more about this later on. I would first like to introduce the lesson aim for today. The lesson aim for today is that you learn more about the Great Plague, because the nursery rhyme is actually about the Great Plague. Furthermore, I'm going to talk about the rhyme itself. I'm going to explain the lines to you, what they actually mean. We're going to make a word web in order to check what you already know about the Great Plague of London, or the Great Plague, or the bubonic plague in general, because it's a disease. Then we are going to talk about how the plague got to London in the first place, and the symptoms of the bubonic plague, and the precautionary measures the people in London took once they found out people were getting ill. Then we're going to talk about what happened the year after the Great Plague, because that's quite interesting as well, and it played a pretty big role in the history of England. And then we're going to do a short recap. Then we're going to make some assignments I prepared for you today. And later on we're going to discuss these assignments with your neighbors, and then eventually we will discuss these assignments in class. Then I really want to know what you guys learned today, so we're going to talk a bit about that as well. So I'm starting off with the tumbling game / nursery rhyme. And the first line, as I already mentioned, is ring a roses. Red circles on the skin, so a ring of roses, were usually the first sign that someone was infected with the plague back then. A pocket full of posies, the second sentence, is a small packet of herbs, because posies are a small bouquet of flowers, but they could also be a pocket of herbs, and the people in London used to carry these herbs with them because they thought the bad smell the plague and the dead people gave was actually the reason why they got ill in the first place. So they thought if they could smell herbs or flowers instead, they would not get ill. Yeah, it was a while ago, and the people, they weren't that evolved as we are now. So then a tissue, there are sneezing sounds. And sneezing when you had the plague was actually a sign that the end was near and that you were about to die. That's why the last line of the poem is, we all fall down. That actually means that the people are dying. So this is actually a children's song, and people still sing it, unknowingly that it's about the plague. So I thought it was a quite interesting start of the lesson. Then we're going to make a word web about the plague and the Great Plague of London. So I would love to know, what do you already know about the plague?
It was in London.
Very good! So, London, and?
Lots of people died.
A lot of dead people. Madeline?
It got transmitted by the bite of a rat's flea, I thought it was.
Very good, because we're actually going to talk about that as well. Very good. So, rats and fleas.
Sure. They appeared by the boats, wasn't it, or not?
Very good, very good. I'm going to explain a bit more about that as well, but very good. Sharon.
I think it was transmitted very quickly, but they didn't have, what's it called, like something, like a medicine.
Antibiotics.
Yeah, but it didn't have medicine.
No, it didn't have. They didn't have a cure for
Yeah,
the
they didn't have
plague
a cure.
yet.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, they
Very
didn't have a
good.
cure.
Yeah. So no cure.
And also, it spread very quickly.
Spread it quickly. I'm just going to make that into spread quick
Yeah, sure.
because I will be writing a lot today. Yeah.
But it wasn't just London, right?
No, it wasn't just London,
No.
but I'm going to treat the particular case of London today because it had a very big influence on the history of England. But the plague actually occurred several times in the history, and especially in the Dark Ages, even throughout the entire of Europe. 1/3 of Europe actually died because of it. But that happened a lot earlier than the Great Plague of London. Maddie.
It's also called the Black Death.
Very good.
Was that because the tongue turned
Shut
on?
up.
You're just not as clever as I am. Yes.
Yes,
Did
Maddie?
they call it the Black Death because the tongue turned black?
I will discuss it actually in a minute, so you will get your answer. And by the way, guys, I was meaning to tell you that if you have questions, just raise your hand and I will answer them as soon as possible. Then I'd like to move on because we have quite a lot of answers already. We're going to talk about how the Great Plague got to London, and Maddie was actually quite right because the plague got to London on merchant ships. Can anyone tell me what merchant ships are? And
It's ships of people who bring like food or herbs from one place to another.
very good. And does anyone know where these merchant ships came from?
Holland.
No.
Asia, right?
Asia, very good. They actually came from China. And Maddie was quite right when she said that the plague was spread through the bites of fleas and through black rats who usually carried the fleas on them. And now as for the assignments, we just done the recap. I've just given you all the information. I mailed you the handout which I would love for you to use to answer the questions about this instruction. And the reason why I mailed you this is because I would like you to make a file on your computer, some sort of map if you will, because we will be using more handouts throughout my lessons in order to prepare for the English history exam. So that's why I'm using files and not just plain papers, because I just really think it's a waste of trees in the first place. And second of all, you won't lose your handouts this way. So I thought it was pretty clever. So if you would just open up your mails and look for the mail I sent you. It's called Handout The Great Plague.
Found it.
Yeah. Everyone have the files? Okay.
Yes.
Very good. So what I would like for you to do is to fill in the handout. All the questions are on there. You will do it on your own, individually, because I would like for you to discuss this with your neighbors later on. That's why you would first not receive any help from me, because we will discuss it in the class as well later on. And if you have questions, then you could always ask me then.